First and foremost, I want to say all praises to the Most High, Yahawah, SHAM, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to all the elect and the apostles out there is preaching and teaching His word in truth and sincerity and prophesying the downfall of this wicked nation called the United Snakes of America. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to briefly touch on this subject in regards to police reform, defunding the police, and so on and so forth. I don't know why people continue to keep thinking that somehow by us marching and protesting and talking about police reform and talking about defunding the police, when the Most High says that is not going to happen until He returns. Year after year after year, right? During 8 years of Obama, was there any police reform? During the time when Obama was in that office, was there any police reform? There was always a talk of it, right? But did anything come up out of it? If I recall, he had this little big sit down with this police sergeant, right? Or captain or whatever, right? Or detective, right? Had a beer and all that together and so on and so forth, right? They talk about police reform, da-da-da-da-da. Did anything come up out of that? During the 8 years that we had Obama in office, and he sat down for a little talk and had a beer with a police officer, did any reform come up out of that? And we were doing the same thing. Protesting the police. Talking about equality, inequality. Talking about equal rights. Talking about justice and all this other stuff, right? When the Most High says that we're not going to have that. When are we going to wake up as a nation of people and realize all this talk and all this marching about police reform and so on and so forth, right, is not going to happen? If anything, it's getting worse. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. Now they're to a point where no matter what they see you doing, you are violating the laws. You are breaking the laws of the land, no matter what it is. They have gone back to the days of slave patrol, when they're going to come up with any excuse to pull you over, give you a ticket, and beat you to death. Or shoot you. One of the two, right? They have come up with the idea now that we're not going to disrupt their system. Period. Deuteronomy 28, from 15 to 68, clearly tells us that while we're in captivity, we are not going to get no rest, day or night. We're going to have this fear of our life as we step out the door. Is that not what's been going on? Has that changed at all since we've been over in this land? No matter how much you talk about police reform, no matter how much you talk about defunding the police, it's not going to happen until the Most High, Yahawah, SHAM, YAHAWASHI comes back. Other than that, why are we out there continue wasting our breath and talking about police reform and police brutality when it's not going to change? It's not going to change until the Most High comes back. When are we going to realize that? So I'm going to start at, I'm not going to read all of Deuteronomy 28, but I'm just going to read some bits and pieces of it. So hopefully our people get a better understanding, right? But it shall come to pass, I'm going to start at 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all His commandments and His statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city. Are we not cursed in the sea? Cursed shall thou be in the field. Do we own any of the farming? Do we control the farming around in this world? No. We don't control that industry. Nope. Do we own any of the stores? Cursed shall thou be in the basket in thy store. Nope, we don't own none of that, right? So, those are the few curses that we were going to go through while we were in this captivity. All right. Like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want to bring out a few scriptures that shows you and tells us that we are not going to be able to do anything about their police reform. We're not going to be able to do anything about their police brutality. We're not going to be able to do anything against this nation until he returns. Right? Deuteronomy 28. Like I said, I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to go through a few of them to give our people an idea of what we're not going to be able to do with our own might. The Lord will smite thee with the botches of Egypt, and with the emeralds, and with the scab, and with the itch whereof thou cannot be healed. The Lord shall smite thee, the Most High, YAHAWAH Shem, Salakia, the Most High, YAHAWAH Shem, Hamashiach, YAHAWASHI, shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt group at noonday, as a blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So it doesn't matter who tries to come out and save us, it's not going to happen. We will grope at noonday and then try to figure out, oh, damn, how come everything's going so wrong? Nothing seems to be going right, right? Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes therefore. Right? Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from thee, from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto the enemies, unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have no rescue. Thou shalt have none to rescue them. Shalakim. Thy sons and daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. So, it doesn't matter how much we talk about police reform. It doesn't matter how much we talk about police brutality. It's not going to change until the Most High comes back. And the only way it's going to change is if we start following his laws, statutes, and his commandments. Stop following the ways of the heathens. That's the only way all this is going to stop. Marching and protesting and talking about police reform and all that is not going to happen until the Most High returns. That's the bottom line, people. That is the bottom line. No matter how much we protest and this and that, it ain't going to change until we start following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. That's the only way it's going to change. When we start following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and when he returns. So until then, what are we marching for? What are we talking about police reform for? The Most High says that you're not going to be able to do anything against them until that day of his return. It's that simple, people. It's that simple. They keep talking about police reform and all this other stuff on TV, but it goes through one ear and out the other, right? Because they haven't done anything with it. As a matter of fact, it's getting worse now that they're gunning us down and killing us in the streets. They're just coming up with any excuse to kill you. When are people going to wake up to that fact? So, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want to briefly, touch on that. Just talk about police reform and all this other stuff. It's not going to change until the Most High comes back. So with that, I just want to say all praises to the Most High, YAHAWAH, Shem, Hamashiach, YAHAWASHI, and double honors to all the apostles who's out there preaching and teaching this word and truth, and preaching his word in truth and sincerity and prophesying the downfall of this wicked nation called the United Snakes of America. And with that, shalom.